Exodus 1, aka Indigo Sky, aka y'all already know who it is. Trigger Ranking and Trigger Man himself. Want y'all to like, subscribe, share, definitely hit notification bell. Um, if you want to donate to the channel, go into the description of this channel. The Cash App's in the description. If you would like to follow me on any other platforms, go to the top of the description of my YouTube channel. That being said, let's get the show on the road. Let's go. Hold on, y'all. Let me see.
You are watching a master at work. You are watching a master at work.
Alright, y'all. So, we about to play the intro song, and then we're going to go from there.
right from the start. I was too much. I posted everything to the stars. Nigga, look up.
We going to O'Shea, Duke Jackson.
I make an extra $500 a month from thrifting.
I found an app that changed how I thrift.
You end up lying for no reason.
Woo! Mika's past is worse than we thought. And it's not because she's Anton Daniels' alleged side chick. The problem is actually much worse.
Damn.
The first thing we want to talk about is Mika's political affiliation. And we found out what it was from the Talk Perspective podcast interview.
Right, I am a conservative. I am a Trump supporter, voter, whatever you want to call it. That's what I am. However, my conservative views are not based on Donald Trump. My entire family has always been conservative. We've always had just those types of values.
We find out from Mika that her family has always been conservative. Now, I do know that she is partly from Puerto Rico, or maybe fully from Puerto Rico. So we know that about her. She is an Afro-Latina.
She Afro. That thing bad, dude. That thing bad, dude.
But she says that her family has always represented this, which is interesting. But then when she talks about how she met Anton Daniels, she had this to say.
From what he told me, somebody sent him.
I don't know. I don't know. I got a bot streaming form on my shit. Oh, what's going on? They trying.
And then he decided to reach out to you.
Somebody sent him my content, and he decided to look me up. He got my email. Send me an email.
So Anton Daniels reached out to her when she had about 1,200 subscribers. And she's saying that, but we want to see if that's actually true. Because if it does pan out, that means that Mika has some level of credibility. But if it does not pan out, then Mika is probably lying about everything else. Woo! Now, Mika has several different platforms. One is her Instagram, which is Pop Culture Mika. That's her personal IG. Then there is the Red Cup Now. And there's also Red Cup Talks with Mika. So the Red Cup Talks with Mika and the Red Cup Now are really the same brand. And for her followers, she calls them the Red Cup Gang. Now, from what I can see, this particular YouTube channel was created on January 22nd, 2024. If you go to her page and you go to video, and then you go to Otis, you will see the oldest video is called Anton Daniels Trailer, the Red Cup Podcast Special Edition. That video was uploaded April 9th, 2024. Now, if we go back to when the channel was actually started, it was January 22nd, 2024. So in other words, if she had some videos on that page, those videos are not up now. And so the first video that we saw of her is actually on April 9th, 2024. And the Instagram in which she posted on the Red Cup Now as a reel was on this particular date. Now, this particular Instagram reel was uploaded on April 11, 2024, a few days after. And, well,
I'm so confident, or in other people's words, arrogant.
Why?
because my fate is not decided by them. I am 100%, 1000% faith-based.
Now, this is important, guys, because remember Mika said that Anton Daniels had saw her work.
From what he told me, somebody sent him my work, and so he wanted to work with me, so he emailed me.
So my question is, if he saw her work prior, what was that work? Woo! The latest video that we saw was April 2024. So there would have been no real way that Anton Daniels could have reached out to you when the first video that is on this channel was from Anton Daniels himself.
Damn. You know what I'm saying? Anton, most definitely, and might be the only woman page that he actually grew, because that red cup talk with Mika, that particular page, that started with Anton, right? So
Really?
I'm under the impression that might even have some type of ownership on it, because she was probably like at 1,000, 1,200 subscribers before she started to go on his channel and shit like that.
Shout out to the House of Hypocrites, because he's on to something. This is something that I kind of felt myself. You see, Anton Daniels and her started this page. He must have signed her to some kind of contract as his own influencer, which means that Anton Daniels could not have reached out to you because you were making conservative content. We don't see any videos or any level of content from Mika in the conservative black media prior to that. If it is, then she pirated those videos, and if she
out, if you've been in a car accident in the past year, they may have to give you a huge check. And all you
if she wants to prove that she's telling the truth, those videos should be made public so that we can see them, just so we don't think that she's lying. But then I did some other digging. So Mika has a pretty interesting Facebook called Pop Culture Mika. And so Pop Culture Mika is her own personal brand. It's not associated with the Red Cup Talks, but it does let us see a whole lot about Mika, which is the transformation of her life from 2019 to at least 2025, and how she became what she is today. Now, it appears that in 2019, Mika was something like a club host. She was a woman trying to get into the industry. She was a lady that was, known, a woman trying to be a rapper, singer, entertainer. And this represents that. If you look here, June 5th, 2019, this is a party that she was doing on Florida Avenue. That's her there. Also, July 4th, 2019, this is her performing with the Experience Band. And that is her singing or rapping or whatever it is. Now, this is important to know, because at this time, Donald Trump was in office, right? So there was no evidence in 2019 that Mika was in MAGA. She's just singing a song or she's performing. So there's no evidence she's being political at this particular point in her life, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, because she could have been a Republican or a conservative at the time, but this is a gig. And so she's more focused on her singing career or her entertainment career. And again, in 2019, she would continue to be active. Now, this is her doing a fitness and beverage commercial on July 27, 2019. And then you also see her in June, a month prior to that. This is her in that same Experience Band she had met up with, In Vogue. And shout out to In Vogue, right? I'm a big fan of In Vogue. Give them a round of applause. Then in December 2019, she would take this risky photo with Amara La Negra. Now, what's important to know about Mika is she has pictures with almost every celebrity on planet Earth. Mika has so many celebrity photos with everybody. Like, this is a few months before. This is her and Cardi B in 2019. So Mika has always been close to celebrities, but never really popped off on her own. So that does lead to some level of a belief that she is a clout chaser. You know, I'm not saying that she is, but yeah, all the photos tied to people that already have clout could definitely let you believe that she also wanted that for herself. And that's kind of how she got into it with Anton Daniels. So again, with this research, I'm not finding any kind of political activism toward.
I just feel like this is career suicide this man doing. Like, if you feel like you as a Christian man that's married flaunting chicks around, like, you, hey, I got this one, I got that one. Like, bro, I understand you from Detroit and they got players and all that out there, but, bro, that's not the life that you presented us with in the beginning. That's all I'm saying.
The right are to conservatives. Now, again, this is her, Mika, the Afro-Latina queen from DC. This is an article that was written about her. She even did a song, which was called Mika featuring Star Signals. This is also in 2019. So this was a busy year for Mika, trying to get into the industry and just trying to break into her career. We would see similar things from her for the next few years. And then what is different is, so fast forward, then we will see 2023, okay? And this is kind of where I'm like, something is wrong here. May 15, 2023, Mika pulls up and she's next to this very beautiful lady. She's taking a photo with, guess who? Roland Martin. Woo! Now, the problem with this is that Roland Martin is definitely on the left. He's never been on the right. In fact, he hates Trump supporters, dislikes them. So Mika is in the same environment as Roland Martin. Now, again, I'm also on the right and have been so for a long time. I'm a registered Republican. I don't dislike Roland Martin, but I don't feel like I would want to take a photo with him for any reason, or he want to take a photo with me. But hey, there is Pop Culture Mika right next to Roland Martin. Then there's this questionable thing here, right? Look at this. This is a high-level conversations in Baltimore. We see Key, a queer. Then there's 19 Keys. Now, 19 Keys is, shout out to the brother. He's from Oakland.
I don't even know what that is.
But if you are Mika and you're a black conservative, a person that's MAGA, the last place that you should be hanging out with is
shit, I'm gonna have to put
19
down.
Keys is Nation of Islam. 19 Keys is, not saying he has some questionable dealings before, but it's totally different. I don't see anybody that's a MAGA that would be in the same place as 19 Keys. Shout out to 19 Keys. He's definitely like more or less in the same kind of community, the grassroots pro-black community, like Dr. Umar, Tariq, even myself, right? But we're more grassroots, and Mika is trying to be a little bit more MAGA. In 2023, her path crossed with 19 Keys. Her path also crossed with Roland Martin in that same year. These paths that she's crossing are almost diametrically opposed to black MAGA. I mean, you look at the path that Brennan Tatum takes. You look at the path that Anton Daniels takes. They would never be seen with these folks damn near dead or alive with them, right? But Mika is doing this. And so by the time she gets to 2024 and she's hanging out with Anton Daniels, then all of a sudden it seemed like the plan shifted. Then in 2025, we come out and we start to see Mika doing things like this. Now we see Pop Culture Mika attending the Black Conservative Ball.
And where y'all coming in from?
She looks way more conservative.
Tell me where y'all coming in from. Hit the like button.
Other pictures. Now,
if y'all want to support the channel, hit the cash out in the description.
We can say that is because it is a ball. This is a formal event. But there she is, January 20th, 2025. This is the inauguration, I believe, or close to it, of Donald Trump. And so now we're seeing the conservative Mika. Now, I don't see any evidence of Mika.
Put your hands together for Greenland.
A Republican before meeting Anton Daniels, making any videos about the Republican Party or conservative rights before Anton Daniels. And she's saying that Anton Daniels reached out to her because of the work that she was doing, which that work does not exist on the internet. Which leads me to believe that Mika was definitely involved in the black space, the pro-black world. She was more left-leaning. She was more grassroots. I believe she emailed me in 2022 about another YouTuber, so she had been watching me. So yes, Mika's heart is definitely in the pro-black space. More organic grassroots, more or less on the style of Dr. Umar Johnson, somebody like, Tariq Nasheed, someone like 19 Keys. That's the kind of crowd that she's used to. Now, this whole flip scheme that she did to go to the right was orchestrated by Anton Daniels as a money bag grift. And the money bag grift just didn't work out for her. Which means that, in my honest opinion, if Mika would not tell the truth about this, then she would lie about some other things. Now, again, there could be more context that I'm missing. I've done a really deep dive on this. I went to Facebook pages. I went to Instagram pages. I went to YouTube pages. And I have not seen it. And for Mika's past to be like left-leaning, loving music, taking pictures of a lot of celebrities, hanging out with, taking pictures of Roland Martin, being with 19 Keys on the program with him in Baltimore, then flipping the switch and going MAGA, it just doesn't seem right. It's a complete grift that failed horribly. If her family was conservative from the jump, you would never be hanging out with Roland Martin. You would never be hanging out with 19 Keys. This would never happen. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea.
Hey, O'Shea Dude Jackson, y'all check him out. That's our partner on this. DMX family exposed him and ruined his. Let's see what happened. Cause I just seen the video now, y'all, where they were talking about DMX was talking about some questionable things.
DMX family is disgusting for what they're choosing to do with this man's legacy. What I just saw, quite frankly, is the nastiest thing I think I've ever saw on the internet. Why would y'all do this? We'll get back to the video shortly, but I want to let you guys know this video is being sponsored by Kalshi. Kalshi is an app where you can make money predicting current events. I put money on what the weather is going to be every day on Kalshi. I check the weather app when I wake up. And really all I do is I look at what the highest temperature is going to be for the day. Then I go on Kalshi and place a prediction on what I think the highest temperature is going to be for the day. I'll say probably 7 out of 10 times my weather prediction hits. Sometimes it doesn't hit. But if you want to get paid by predicting weather on a daily basis, you can do so on Kalshi by clicking the link in my description and downloading the app and using code FLACO to get $10 in your first deposit. DMX's ex-wife and some of his kids came together to do a documentary about how horrible DMX was while he was alive. And I'm watching this and I'm like, what's the purpose of this? Like, why? Like, why would you do this to somebody when they pass away?
All faded away because X came alive. There were so many times where I go to a show with my dad. I'm gonna say exactly how it was. We would be backstage, and after his set was up, he'd point to one of his Wranglers, it's called it. He would say, yo, go out to the stage, get about 4 or 5, make sure they're ready to I better have 2. My son needs 1, and his friend needs 1. Make it happen. And that was very uncomfortable.
The transition to the next story made me feel icky inside because they were transitioning to make it feel like DMX was doing this when he was 12 years old, when that's not the case at all. No, DMX was doing this when he was an adult, a fully grown adult, right? DMX was throwing chicks at him when he was an adult. His friend was an adult. That's why they were able to go on tour with him. However, the transition was to him talking about how, his father used to cheat on his mama and he used to hate it when he was 12. So they transitioned to me on purpose to make it feel like DMX was doing something nefarious and damn near evil when, that's not the case at all. He didn't put girls on his son when his son was 12. He put girls on his son when his son was a grown man.
Being 12 years old, observing your married father openly, unapologetically cheat on his wife, your mother, my mother, created this split in my mind and actually resented my father for it. And I remember looking like, you lying there? Like it just kept festering inside of me. And at that time, I was frightened to say anything. With him, it was such a his way or the highway.
Controversial opinion here, bro. And maybe I'm just raised old school. I'm not hating my dad or turning on my dad because my dad cheated on my mom. I don't even consider that my business. And I'm damn sure not telling the world about that when he passed away. Right? Because what's the purpose of this? Like, why are you guys revealing all the horrible things that your father did? Like, you can't pay me enough to do this to my father. Now, luckily, my dad is alive and he's healthy and he's doing his thing. So you can't make me, right, go against my father for no amount of money, dead or alive. But especially if my dad passed away and I'm here to honor his legacy, why in the world would I do this? For what reason?
When I would talk to him, he would say that he was bipolar, and I would say, how do you know that? He was like, I know. Like, he diagnosed himself. He was like, I remember being in a group home, and I used to take tests with the therapist, and I remember them telling me that I was manipulative, and he would use those, though, as excuses. Like, there's plenty of times, like, as a wife, I signed him up into rehabs. He would manipulate them. He was a master manipulator.
With the bipolar, his moods were up and down, and not week to week. For him, it was day to day.
Sometimes it'd be scary just like being in the house because you didn't know what exactly was gonna set him off. So it was like walking on eggshells, just trying to not to, like make him upset.
It's like a dog, like waiting under like a tree that's like gonna bite you. You know it's gonna happen, you don't know when. I 1000% think he had a lot of demons and trauma and just distractions in his life that really derailed him from just sticking with his family.
This is the problem with social media. Everybody wants attention. These people want to be viewed as a victim and they want their victimhood acknowledged, right? And for the most part, because it has not been acknowledged, it has not been really expressed, and people still go on to celebrate DMX without really talking about his family dynamics. I don't really hear or see DMX family dynamics.
Hey man, I'm gonna come back, y'all. I gotta get me something to eat. I'll be right back. Peace.